Sonic Mania has us excited about Sonic again? IGN? IGN. IGN is excited about Sonic Mania? That's not how I remember it.
Alright, well, continuing down our nostalgic path this week, 2 new Sonic the Hedgehog games were announced over the weekend at Comic-Con. First up is Sonic Mania, a new 2D platformer with the core classic Sonic gameplay. PS4, Xbox One, and PC spring of next year, and it is reimagined areas from Sonic's 1, 2, 3, CD, and Knuckles, I think.
That I missed. I thought it was just an all-new game.
No, reimagined levels.
Yeah, it's sort of going to be like you're going through Green Hill Zone from Sonic 2, and you're like, this is familiar, and then all of a sudden there's a boss at the end that's different, or pulled from Knuckles, or like they're sort of stitching. It's like a mixtape.
Yeah, plus new levels.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, the 2D one's far more interesting to me. The broody, grimdark, save the world other one, like it reeks of werehog. And
I mean, the trailer looked great. Like it felt like the music was great and the graphics were great. Just the mix of old and new. When I saw Sonic Mania, I thought to myself, we might finally have a second good Sonic game.
Yeah, so there was a good.
Was there a first?
Yeah, was there a first?
Sonic CD.
Sonic CD.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I thought you would say Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean.
Oh no,
that one's good. That's a legitimately good game.
I loved starring as the player.
So people seemed excited about this Sonic Mania announcement, but I don't know. People seem to have forgotten that not too long ago there was Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
Yep.
It was released episodically.
It had 2 episodes.
Yeah, and I think it was pretty mediocre.
Otherwise, there's really little to complain about. Sonic 4 is short, but sweet, and well worth downloading.
Alright, so in case if any of you get a little miffed at me in the comments section asking, well, why did you add a clip of a review that has nothing to do with this podcast? Well, you guys got to understand, in case if you don't, and I'm sure these guys do now, whatever these guys say represents the company, IGN. It's kind of like, take for example, a sports writer or something like that, who writes about, I don't know, Chicago Bulls. He writes an article on them and stuff about one of the players, and somebody that's reading the paper says to the guy next to him, "Hey, did you see what the Chicago Tribune said about the Chicago Bulls?" You know, they don't really say the writer's name because, well, that writer represents the company. And, well, there you go. It's as simple as that. So, whatever these guys say represents IGN. It's as simple as that. And you'll see plenty of more hypocrisy coming your way in just a sec.
There's also Sonic Generations, which was predominantly 2D, had some 3D stuff in it, but like, I think we're okay. I think we're at the point where we need to admit that this was never really a great franchise.
Nope.
And
the levels are great, the action is mostly tight, and the nostalgia is at its max. For more on Sonic Generations, spin dash to IGN.com.
We keep trying and trying and trying to find this thing that was never really actually there.
Sonic was never good.
Yeah, it was.
Sonic Colors is a dizzying combination of the distantly familiar memories you have of the first few Sonic games, combined with thoughtful level design and excellently implemented new power-up abilities. It's one of the biggest surprises of the year. As a blueprint for the future of Sonic, Colors delivers and then some. For more on Sonic Colors, check out IGN.com.
A 5-year lie.
Yes.
It was like they re-released like Ecto Cooler this year, and we're like, hell yeah, brings me back to middle school. And I went and I drank it, and I'm like, this is not that great. And then I was like, maybe it never was that great. Maybe it's just green water.
You know, you notice these scores at the end of the review. I mean, I understand they are different people. Once again, I said they all represent IGN. Can IGN not make up their minds? I mean, for the first one with Sonic 4, I believe it said the final boss was too hard.
Sonic 4 is short.
Did these guys not play the classics like they say they did? I mean, remember Sonic 2's final boss? No rings. Sonic 1's final boss was pretty tricky too. So I don't know. A final boss is supposed to be easy. And then the second review clip was from Sonic Generations, and it said it had too few bosses.
For more on Sonic Generations, spin dash to IGN.com.
I mean, I know they weren't the best bosses, but we have Shadow, Silver, Metal Sonic, the Death Egg Robot from Sonic 2, Chaos, and Eggman. And also the final boss, too. Yeah, that's... I mean, I know that's not a whole lot of bosses. I don't know. I don't know. This has gone on long enough. Continue with the video. Oh, really quick. The third one said too many difficulty spikes.
Colors delivers and then some. For more on Sonic Colors, check out IGN.com.
I don't know. Once again, I don't know what to say to that. Let's continue with the video.
I don't know. I don't really understand why, but there is a segment of the gaming community that really, really loves Sonic.
Sonic is never good. If you disagree, you can call the cops.
Thank you, IGN, for giving me the permission to do so. Yes, hello, police. Yes, IGN gave me the permission to call you guys. It might have been a joke. Well, this certainly isn't a joke for me. Apparently they're saying that Sonic games suck. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'll hold.
So the reason is they all want to have sex with Big the Cat. That is still the reason.
No, look,
I said it an hour ago. I'll say it again.
I think when you're a kid, Sonic is awesome, right? Because especially back then, he's fast. Yeah. The characters are cool. The level designs are really cool. It's a lot grittier than Super Mario World. And the music's great. And you get about halfway through that game, and then you realize it's actually very cumbersome and tedious, and it's not very well laid out.
It's trial and error.
It's very trial and error.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of you put up with it when you're a child because you don't think of you don't really know there's a whole other world out there.
Well, oh man. All right. You know, I've heard this description of Sonic the Hedgehog 1 before, and I will agree. The halfway point of Sonic the Hedgehog definitely has a difficulty spike. Especially Labyrinth Zone, it can get pretty tedious, pretty tricky, exactly what they're talking about. But here they're talking about, not as complicated as Mario, and it's... kids are missing out on a whole new, a whole other world of video games besides Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, okay. Games back then were hard. I don't know why these guys continuously say that they've played so many video games back in the past when they're acting like, oh, everything's so hard and everything. Yeah, it does have a bit of a difficulty spike and a little bit of a trial and error, so to speak. But it's like, you ever play through Castlevania? Bet more than half of you have not. And what I mean by that is get all the way to the end of the game. I haven't. Have you even played through some of the old Mario games? Have you beaten Super Mario Bros. 1? No. You didn't just run through it. I mean, of course, there's some of you that have. I have, but only on my 3DS with the save states and stuff. People act like Sonic the Hedgehog 1 is one of the hardest games on Earth. It is not. And these guys, they're making everything else about the Sonic franchise look bad. This is another problem. It's not that hard. You have to take your time at it. And yes, it's like, oh, Sonic, gotta go fast and stuff. Well, okay. Once you master it, you should be able to speedrun those levels pretty well. Except for Labyrinth Zone. That is a whole nother thing on its own, but you can still get through it fast. Look at the final, the third zone for Scrap Brain Zone, where it's pink Labyrinth Zone. Literally, you can get through that in just about a minute if you know the shortcuts. It's about trial and error, yes. The game goes fast at times too fast, but you have to get used to it. It's an old game. And even when games today pour on some difficulty, reminiscent of the past history of video games, people start going up all in arms, you know, like, whoa, what's this difficulty? You're just not used to it. These guys are acting like they never even played an old game before. Or at least they're acting like it.
When people picture Sonic, they're picturing Green Hill Zone. And you're zipping around and going over loops, and in Sonic 3 there's a big ship and it's awesome. And they're forgetting the back half of the game that's like very tedious and boring.
And the boss fights, and spikes, the pits.
Once you get to, I believe,
the drowning music.
Even like Casino Zone, which is like a cool idea for a level, is mostly just like terrible pinball tedium.
Well, that's what Casino Zone is like Vegas, where it's like a cool idea in theory for a place, and then you get there, and after an hour, you're like, what the hell am I doing? Let me leave.
Exactly. And you're trapped.
Yeah, you wake up smoke, and you don't know where outside is.
I feel bad for Sega because Sonic is their is their biggest franchise ever, and they've been chasing this ghost for decades now.
Yeah, it is fascinating. I've talked about this book before, Console Wars show. It's incredible, required reading for anyone who loves video games. But yeah, when they introduced Sonic in like 1990, circa 1990, 91, it totally worked for Sega and pushed them ahead of Nintendo in the 16-bit console wars. Like, there is something there to it that people latched onto. Yeah, I don't understand what it is.
Yeah, I think the difference was within 5 or 6 years of the release of those games. And Sonic 1 is a non-issue. It's a terrible game. Sonic 2, I think, and Sonic & Knuckles have redeemable aspects. Within 5 years of those games, you could play Sonic 2 and you could play Super Mario World in the same afternoon, and you realize which one aged better. And you fast forward now, 20-something, 30, whatever, how long it's been. Super Mario has just aged better. Like it just always has. And many retro games have. It just never was that good. It's gonna get a lot of hate.
The other new Sonic game is something new, 3D coming.
They eventually wised up.
But this Sonic game, the 3D one, we just got like a CG trailer, and it has new attitude Sonic that has sex with the cat, and then it has old,
2 of them.
Yeah, and then it has old like chubby 90s Sonic running alongside of them. They're both trying to go go on a date with a human or something.
Yeah, something
I don't know.
Weird. Something. It's all sexual.
You've seen the cream of the crop of IGN's podcasts, Sonic's spectacular douche bag move. I don't even know what to call it. But why is this video being made? I mean, everybody's pretty much poked fun at this since it came out a couple months ago when Sonic Mania and Project 2017 were announced. Well, just the other day, IGN was kind enough to post a brand new video saying why Sonic Mania has them excited about Sonic again. Already that throws a big red flag up in the air, at least for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, because these are the same people that are kind of meh about Sonic, if you haven't noticed. Very against him. Anyway, let's take a look at what a big, heaping hot load of hypocrisy looks like.
Hey everyone, Marty and Andrew here from PAX West 2016. Andrew, what's old is new again. You got to see Sonic Mania.
I did. It's so smart. It's like I walked away from it going, huh, this is a really good idea.
Makes you think.
That's Sonic. He's onto something. So Sonic Mania is this weird remix. It's kind of like NES remix that Nintendo did a while back, where they're taking like old school Sonic, so like Green Hill Zone from Sonic back in the day, and kind of tweaking it and using mechanics from even like Sonic 3 or like later games in the series, and just letting you play through in like a really beautiful style of that. But then the cool part is that there are also brand new stages that they've entirely created new zones that are just in that old school style.
I love that.
So it's really cool because like we played, the demo we did was one of them was just straight up Green Hill Zone, which played exactly like you remember it. And the other one was like this like really weird, like almost like it's like almost like a futuristic city, and you're going through. It's like a TV station, and so you're like being redirected by like antennas and satellite dishes. I like it. And randomly there's like a popcorn machine, and there's like an enemy that shoots out film strips, and it was just like a a really cool way to just get like the Sonic mechanics that made people love the series in the first place, and bring them back around.
Yeah, I think that's super cool. And yeah, Sonic Mania, like we made hot goofs about it on GameScoop a couple weeks ago. People got very mad. Those were hot goofs. I really like Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. Green Hill Zone from Sonic 2, and you're like, this is familiar. I really like Sonic 2 and Sonic 3.
I think we're at the point where we need to admit that this was never really a great franchise. And that
Sonic was never good.
Yeah, it was a 25-year lie.
Yes.
I don't think we're up to that. Like, level design-wise, like the levels aren't really as memorable as like Mario 3, Mario World, Mario 1.
Yes, linear level design tends to be easier than loops and corkscrews. God forbid we have a little variety in our lives now. And while I'm not trying to bash on Mario, check out this old clip of Chemical Plant Zone. Familiar, right? I mean, how could this be bad level design if you remember it so well? Well, check out Sonic Generations. It followed the same formula as the original level design, and it's memorable because you can pick it out from the rest of the level that mixes up things.
But the sense of speed, and honestly, once you got to 3, the idea of the like different weapons, like you had the electric shield, you had the fire shield. Are those making a comeback too? Like,
so you can pick up like a hyper ring, you can pick up the like invincibility, you can just get containers with rings, all kinds of stuff like that, and it helps a lot. Honestly, like I think like I've always liked that mechanic of like picking up power-ups in Sonic and like having like a slight change of pace. But yeah, it's so fast, which sounds like such a stupid thing to say about a Sonic game.
He has to go fast.
He's gotta go fast.
Gun to his head.
But there's like so many little moments where I was just like, I hit the perfect combo of like 5 springs and like a loop and a half pipe or whatever that you're like bouncing all around, and it's just like I don't know, I had a lot of fun, and I think this gets it a little more than those like Sonic 4 episodes they did.
Yeah.
Like this feels like Sonic in a good way.
That's super cool. When is it coming out and who can play it?
It's coming on PS4, Xbox One, and PC early next year.
Very cool.
And the one thing I'll say is that our demo was with a classic Genesis controller. It was really cool. They like took a completely old school, like it was even like a little like the buttons were a little like weathered, and it was through a USB pass-through. We played it with a Genesis controller. It felt great.
That's super cool.
It's fun.
All right, we're gonna have a lot more on Sonic Mania in the coming months. So for everything else, Sonic going fast, maybe Jaleel White.
Big the Cat.
Also, the reason is they all want to have sex with Big the Cat.
That's true.
That is still the reason.
No, look,
I said it an hour ago. I'll say it again. Jaleel White's coming out up at noon.
Yeah,
we can't mention Big the Cat anymore. We don't mention Big the Cat anymore. You're already in the right place. IGN.
All right, so there you go. That was a huge look at IGN's huge amount of ignorance. I gotta say, this is one of the biggest examples that you could ever get of IGN's ignorance, because, I mean, come on. With all the hypocrisy and stuff, I mean, it's been proven. I'm not even going to go into it that much anymore. I should say that this video should be proof enough of how bad they are. And especially trying to cover up their tracks, too. I mean, they admit, yeah, like the one guy said, we had a big goof on GameScoop. Yeah, a really big goof. All I gotta say, all that's left to say really is that I understand that, I'm not saying everybody's gotta like the Sonic the Hedgehog series. It's the best series. It's perfect. No, of course not. I understand if you don't even like some of the new stuff. That's fine. I have nothing against you. But how can you say something like Sonic 1... Like, Sonic 1 was nothing. It was a bad game. I understand, as I covered, the difficulty level, blah, 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 but how could you say it's a bad game? That was the game to break Nintendo's bank. Well, I mean, to a little extent. Not fully or anything, but between Sonic 1 and 2, that put Sonic on the map, for sure. And, yeah, you can't ignore that. Calling Sonic 1 through Knuckles not great, except for, oh no, the beloved Sonic CD. Apparently the only other good Sonic game. Well, apparently there's no other good Sonic game except for maybe Sonic Mania, as they're trying to make it out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you do that and think it's okay. I mean, sometimes throughout the first video too, they even realized, they were like, we're going to get a lot of hate on this. Yeah, you are going to get a lot of hate. Not only from Sonic fans, but from video game fans alike. You don't say that about Sonic 1 through Knuckles. Even if you don't like them, you can't say that they were bad. You just can't. Between sales numbers and the games, come on now. So that's all really on this subject. I really just wanted to show off how bad IGN can get, and this isn't even the first time. I think the first time that I actually seen some of IGN's true colors was with Sonic Unleash's PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 review. That is very infamous around the Sonic fandom as being just not good. Not a good review at all. And Sonic Unleashed, I'm not just saying that because I love Sonic Unleashed. It's one of my favorites or whatever, favorite Sonic games. I'm not saying it because of that. I'm just saying the way how they go about things to make it look bad. And you can even see it from the footage. There's one point where there's a ramp where, you know, in most modern Sonic games, if you boost off a ramp, you go flying. This guy just jumps over the ramp on a 2D plane, mind you, not even in 3D. Just jumps over the ramp and falls in a cliff and acts like, what was I supposed to do here?
There's one thing you should know about Sonic Unleashed before spending your hard-earned money on it. It's a big piece of garbage. Big piece of garbage. This is the only explanation that makes any sense to me. Pretty much every decision made for this game was the wrong one, and Sonic ends up taking more beating than a piñata because of it. There are daytime stages which are actually very good.
Pretty much every decision made for this game was the wrong one.
Now the daytime stages are actually pretty fun. It's fast platforming that is mostly on rails, and for a brief moment you might actually think to yourself, wow, this is what a current gen Sonic game should be. And it's just a lot of trial and error gameplay that can get a little bit repetitive after a while. You know,
trial and error gameplay that can get a little bit repetitive after a while.
But the best thing I can say about Sonic Unleashed is that it does at least make the old Sonic the Hedgehog games look a whole lot better.
Whoa, 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 wait a minute. What was that?
It does at least make the old Sonic the Hedgehog games look a whole lot better.
Wow. Wow, I didn't remember that part of the review but after rewatching it just now, this guy was fired from IGN too. It seriously looks like IGN has hated Sonic this whole time.
I guess that's something. For the full written review, head on over to IGN.com.
I don't know. I don't really know what's going through people's minds when they think that the Sonic series is so bad. Yes, there have been a few titles like Sonic 06 or Sonic Boom that may not have met quality standards. I understand that. I'm not trying to fully defend those games or anything, but all I'm saying, bottom line, folks, the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise is not as bad as the internet makes it out to be. Definitely not. In fact, that goes for a lot of franchises and things. You know, games that, take for example, Pikmin, the most recent Pikmin that got announced for the 3DS. People are bashing on it like crazy, saying it's going to be the worst game ever and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And Metroid Prime Federation Force. Yes, definitely it sucks how Nintendo seems to forget about Metroid and its anniversary and stuff, but, at least the game wasn't that bad, especially with multiplayer with friends and stuff. I haven't played it myself, but from what I've seen, people are saying, it's not exactly that bad. So, thank you guys so much for watching this lovely look at IGN's ways. Hopefully I may have opened your eyes to some of this nonsense, and yeah. Have a fantastic day or night, and I'll see you next time.